What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project, our E46 BMW M3, looking pretty stunning in there, but we'll jump back to that one in just a second. Today is the 198th Car Mechanic Simulator project we've worked on, so coming up on the Friday is going to be our 200th Car Mechanic Simulator video, and I've got an idea. I'm going to take the Hamad Austral S of Thor, which we already have a respectable time for on the speeder board. We're going to take that and we're going to completely 3-star it to see how well our best performing DLC car manages with all 3 stars. See if we can get it to a much higher place on the speeder board with tuning and all the sort of that. Maybe even take the top spot. That's what we're going to be doing for Friday, and that will be our 200th Car Mechanic Simulator project. Pretty excited, looking forward to that one. What do you think about the Hamad Austral Thor edition? 3-starring it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, this competition, don't get me wrong, we've got lots to look forward to on this channel, but every fortnight we do the competition, starting to try and do it without fail. I missed one when I was not very well. So we've got our project ready to go. We're going to be working on that one in the very next episode. But today is all about this E46 M3. And if you like what you see here, don't forget to click that subscribe button. We are trying to get up to 500 subscribers by the 19th of February, where we're going to build a drag fire truck. Sadly, we are 34 subscribers away, and we've got less than a week to do it. So if you can smash that subscribe button, please do. Definitely helps the channel out. But back to this beautiful looking car. We got this one from the bad auction house. It is in pretty bad condition. Everything less than 30%. Most of it less than 25%. But it is what it is. 183,000 kilometers on this one. And we did get just about a good deal. I bought it for 93,743 and could sell it for 94,200, making a tidy little profit of 457. Obviously, we won't be doing that. We're going to restore this one back to its former glory, if not better, with loads of performance parts, tuning up this V8 double overhead cam AXK engine from its factory 500 horsepower. We'll have to see where this one ends up today with all of the performance parts. But let's get started. Let's get this beast into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Here we are in the car wash with the M3. Let's get it cleaned and see what's going on underneath all of that dirt and grime just there. Hopefully not too bad. It is just black, and okay, it is incredibly rusty underneath all of that dust. But there we go. Let's get the interior done. We'll get it back on the lift. We'll start tearing everything out and see what we've got left of that beautiful V8 engine. M3 GTR up in the air. Let's check for that oil pan. There is no oil pan. In fact, there's not much of that engine left at all. So there we go. We know we need to replace a lot of parts from that one. But let's get this drive shaft out of here. Out you come. And one rusty bolt. Not too bad at all. I can already see that we are missing the lovely little starter. So what I'm going to do is just add that to my basket now so that we don't forget it. Let's rip this gearbox out of here and then get what's left of that block ripped out. Ready to strip the rest of the engine bay down. Although from here, it doesn't look like there is much in there. So let's get it down. And then let's go take a little look at what we've got going on over there. Over you go. Open the hood. Pull that block out if it will let me. It will indeed. And then what else have we got in here? Obviously, we've got this engine cover, so that can come out for the moment. That's quite cool. And that, to me, suggests that absolutely everything from the engine bay is missing. We've got wishy-washy reservoir down here. Air filters up here. Then we got the power steering reservoir. The engine block. Coolant reservoir. Brake servo. Fuse box. And the ABS pumper module, all of that missing. Is there no ECU? I just didn't see the ECU. There is an ECU just there. And down the back, we are also missing the fuel tank, the fuel pump, and the battery. So there is a lot missing from this one. But the suspension from here looks pretty complete. So that's not too bad at all. But we need to crack on. Let's get on. I need to get all of this stripped out from underneath, get all of this stuff for the engine bay bought, start getting it all back together, and then we'll work on the beautiful bodywork. That's everything for the M3, repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on. But now we need to sort this bodywork out, so let's just start getting it off. Off with the hood, the front bumper, and that engine cover. We did take that out once already, but I put it back so I didn't accidentally scrap it off. Out with the side skirts down here. That is a part there. That is definitely a window part as well. That's the whole hose. Nice to see that. Around the back we go, no rear bumper. We will grab this trunk. Does it grab the spoiler? It does as well. Out with the window. Rear tail light there. That's not the quarter panel, but that is the side skirt. Then we got the door. No window in there. Is the roll cage anything? Doesn't look like it. And do we have much interior, or is it just that one steering wheel? Just the steering wheel, but what are we missing? Just the driver's seat on this little bad boy here. Is that everything then? Let's jump in and have a look. 1% on there and nothing on there. We did get everything. Frames at 23%, and I bought it for just shy of 100,000. I'm going to say 1,500. Wow, I'm getting worse at this, or the cars are getting more expensive. 4,630. Wasn't quite expecting that. But let's check out the body tuning shop for the M3. Lots of different parts to go on here. Lots of different spoilers to start with. Obviously, you've got the M3 GTR. That's what ours is based on, the M3 GTR. So I think we're going to be using a lot of them parts. I don't want to mess it up too much. We are going for the most wanted M3. You've already seen the thumbnail. You know what's coming of this one. So that's what we're going to put back together. V8 engine cover. That one will be going back in there. Lots of front bumpers for you to play around with, along with some front ends and a couple of doors just to play around with. Is there M3 GTR Street? I don't know. We're going to have to play around with a few bits. I didn't want to mess around too much with it. Most of it will be the M3 GTR parts. Lots of fenders on there as well. Then the windows to play around with. A couple of headlight options, but nothing too over the top. And tail lights. Then we got some rear bumpers. One with an absolute massive wing on there as well. Rear quarter panels on there. Obviously, the M3 GTR is what we're aiming for. Looking pretty good. A few trunk pieces to play around with. And there are a couple of mirrors as well. So we got a few bits to play around with. Nothing too special. Mostly going back together as it came apart. We'll sort all of that out. Get it all back together before we head over to the paint shop. But you already know what's coming there. Time to get this beautiful little beast all back together then. Let's just start getting the front end all on. We'll get the hood and the headlights in along with the front end. The front end I went for doesn't have the grills and is paintable, just so we can see in it a little bit better. Then we got the M3 GTR front bumper on there. And before we jump any further, so we don't forget that lovely little V8 engine cover on there. There we go. Let's move around then. Front left fender as obviously the GTR. Now you can go for the street doors or the normal doors, or the GTR doors, should I say. I went for the GTR ones, which, as we just nip around to the other side, they don't have door cards on the inside, just like pull handles and things like that, like a proper race car should be. Is that fender on? No, it's just very white underneath there. There we go. We'll put that one on. Keep it balanced up. Then the mirrors, we just kept them as they were, along with all of the windows on there. And this rear fender is the M3 GTR, along with these little side skirts down here. This has got the exhaust cut out on this side, looking pretty good. Rear bumper on you go, a trunk in you go, all of the M3 GTR parts. The headlight, tail lights are different. Headlights are different as well, but I'm trying to say tail lights here. Just went for the tinted out version. Think they look a bit meaner on there. Looking pretty good. Then we've got the M3 GTR wing, along with this extra little wing up here. Just looking pretty good. Wide body fender down at the back, and then the other side skirt that doesn't have the exhaust cut out. Then we got the hose connection there, race car stuff. On we go. Race car windows, and I get that windscreen in there, along with that last mirror. And I think that should be everything apart from the plate, so we will get that one on now, which is the most wanted M3 GTR. You've already seen the thumbnail. You know what livery's going on this. So let's just get it finished up. On with the interior. The red seat comes with it, but I've just put the black one back in for now because we will be adding colour to it a little bit later on. There we go. Now, is that everything on there? I certainly hope so. 100%, 100%, 100% fantastic. Let's get the beautiful little GTR into the paint shop and give it its shiny new livery. Well, here she is then in the most wanted livery, chromed out, looking absolutely fantastic in there. Very, very pleased with that one. Looking beautiful. We've also got a little bit of blue on the steering wheel and on the seats there. Doesn't match the blue of the body, but the same blue as on the little door handles there. Looking very, very good. We open up that engine bay. It's very chrome in there, and this engine cover wasn't meant to change colour, so we're going to nip that one out of there very quickly and change the colour of that one to black, because it's the only thing that really suits it in there. But yes, we got a lot to paint today. Lots of blues, lots of chromes, maybe a little bit of black in there as well. But we are using very metallic-y and very chromey colours on this one today. It's going to look absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to get it all back together. The engine and suspension are going to be very similar. Chrome, blue, and maybe a bit of black in there as well, just for good measure. Maybe a splash of red if we fancy it. But that's what we're going to go for. I need to get lots of stuff painted. Let's get this one back on the lifter and get it all back together. Time to get the rest of this car all back together, starting with the suspension. I just want to show you the engine cover blacked out so you can see how it's meant to be. But let's get the car back up in the air. More suspension to go together. So the shocks, chrome black on the shocks with that chrome blue on the springs there. Looking very, very good. Bit dark, but the rest of it isn't dark at all. So it would all make sense in a bit. Let's start getting it in. starting with the front suspension cross member, which is in that body matched chrome. The large intercooler is in a blue metallic-y sort of chrome color there, looking pretty good, with the sway bar in the blue and the steering rack in a black there. Let's get the inner tie rod in that blue, and we'll get these rubber bushings in as well so that I don't forget them. In you go, and in you go there. The knuckle is also in that chrome color, with the bottom suspension arm in the lovely chrome blue. Looking pretty good so far. Let's carry on, though. Upper suspension arm also in that blue. Looking lovely. And let's just get the shock in there. We've already seen it in the black and blue. Very good in there. Sway bar end link in the chromed out color. A lot of this is force chrome, by the way. The normal chrome and force chrome give it totally different. Outer tie rod in a blue there. And then the front knuckle cover in the force chrome, with the wheel hub in the blue. Looking very good on there, liking that. On with the brake disc, on with that wheel hub bearing. Then we got a lovely brake pad. The wheel hub cap is in the chrome, and the brake caliper is chrome blue on there. You can see when you chrome it out, it's a slight difference in the color. This is the normal chrome, and this is force chrome. They're the same color, but they come out one slightly darker than the other, which is a bit of a shame, but it does match in with that beautiful intercooler in there. Loving that. That's the front done. Let's get down the back. The rear cross member in the chrome, with the rear knuckle also in the chrome there. But we've got to get some rubber bushings in. Let's get all of these in, and the last one up there. In you go. Nicely done. Sway bars in the blue, the same as the front there. And then let's get this rear suspension arm in, also in that blue. Looking very good, with the spring cap in the black. The spring itself, if I could click on it, in the lovely chrome blue, and the cap just in a black there. These are all chrome black, by the way, along with this. Not the normal chrome, not force chrome from the mod. Suspension arm in the blue, looking good on there. Another rubber bushing just to go in you go there. And then we've got a few more arms to go in. A lovely blue arm just down here. In you go, and then the upper arm also in that matching blue. Looking fantastic in there. Very chromy down the back. Not as much blue as up the front. But let's carry on getting it together. Sway bar end link also in that chrome. A little bit more blue to go in there. And then we've got the rear bearing, and then a lovely drive axle in the blue as well. Just an extra splash of that blue for good measure. Brake disc on you go, a brake pad in you go, and then the chrome blue brake caliper just to finish that one off. Looking pretty good in there. Fuel tanks in a blue, with the fuel pump, if I could click on it, just in a little black. And because I can put the battery in now, I'm going to, just so we don't have to jump down the back when we sort out the engine bay in just a little while. So I'm going to crack on, finish all the rest of the suspension, then we'll move on to that engine bay before we go and build that beautiful V8. Beautifully chromed out suspension there, with the white chrome and the blue chrome and a little bit of black chrome just for good measure. Decided not to put any red in there this time round. Fuse box is already in, but let's get the rest of this engine bay all together. Start with the wishy-washy reservoir down here, and the power steering reservoir just up there. We've got the ABS pump in a lovely chrome blue, with the module also in the chrome blue on there. Just the normal colours and not force chromed or anything like that. ECU Type A Stage 3 in you go. A brake servo in you go. Coolant reservoir in there. Fuse box already in. Then we got two air filters. They look like they're floating, but they're not. They sit underneath that engine cover at the top there. We'll see it in a minute. And then the blue radiator just to finish all of that off. Now, before we move any further, I just want to see through them grills at the front there. You can see plenty of that blue. That is what I was aiming for with that. And the two air filters sit just underneath these, so they're not floating. They are built into the engine cover. Absolutely fantastic on there. Let's close you up. Let's go and build that beautiful, beautiful V8. In we go. The block is in a normal silvery color, with the oil pan in the black there. It's not force chromed, although it is that silver chrome from the body there. But let's crack on and start getting a few of these bits on. I'm just going to start with the power steering pump in that blue chrome down there, along with the alternator in the blue chrome, looking very, very good. Then we've got a fuel filter up here, just in the chrome blue, and the oil filter down here, also in the chrome blue, finishing them off. Let's get the engine heads on. These are in the blue as well, looking absolutely fantastic. You see how the inside is more of like a stock blue or a standard blue, whereas the outside, that sort of chromy colour, looking good on there. In we go with the other side. Let's get these in, and then we can start getting some of these inner parts in and get the rest of this engine all finished. If we jump up the top here, we've got 8 spark plugs in total, 4 camshafts in total, and 4 cam gears as well. So I'm going to crack on and get all of them done, and I'll see you in a moment. There we go. That's all the innards in. Let's crack on. We got timing belts down the front here on them two lovely cam gears. On you go. Then we should have the timing cover. And this is in the Force Chrome Silver on there. Looking very, very good. Pleased with that. With the water pump in the Chrome Blue. And then all of the rollers and stuff like that all in a little black. So let's just get all of them in very, very quickly. Last piece before we can get the belts on is this beautiful crankshaft pulley, which is in the chrome blue on there for a change. I normally black that one out, but we do have some black belts to go on top of these. On you go. And then a chrome blue belt tensioner with the very last idle roller. Black's out on there as well. Looking pretty good, but let's jump up. We've got the engine head covers. These are Force Chrome, and I think they look absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with these. In you go. Let's just get this all bolted up, and then we've got some lovely ignition coils to go in. Not painted. They are going to be covered up, so we'll just get them in and then throw the chrome blue coil cover. This is Force Chromed to get the finished look on there. Looking absolutely beautiful. The exhausts are in the same chrome as the head covers there. Looking very, very good. Again, in the Force Chrome. Looking fantastic on there. Very pleased with that. Let's get the other side in as well. In you go and get you all bolted up. Get them coils in and then get them coil covers on the top as well as that exhaust manifold. In we go. Coils, 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 coils. We'll throw the exhaust in as well. Looking beautiful on there. And then we'll get that coil cover in before we get this engine all finished off and ready to go. We've got the intake manifold and I haven't coloured it. I just left it in its normal performance chrome because it matches in with the rest of that. Looking beautiful. Fuel rails are Force chromed in the blue there. Very, very good. And then the throttle is just the normal sort of metallic finish that you can get on this bit with the Quality of Life mod. There it is. Chrome and blue. Looking absolutely beautiful. Very pleased with this one. I'm going to grab some pictures. Then we'll get it dropped in the most wanted M3 GTR. Beautiful looking chromed out engine there, looking fantastic. Let's get it dropped into our beautiful little GTR and see how good it looks under that engine cover. Hopefully it doesn't take too much away from it. Oh, you can definitely see a lot of that blue and chrome just hiding under there. Looking very, very good. I wish we could have done a little bit more with this engine cover. Bit of a shame. Maybe in the near future, we shall see if things will change on there. Looking beautiful, but let's get underneath. We got a few more bits to go in. Now, the exhaust does pop out of the side there, and I will just nip in and show you underneath very quickly that the exhaust only goes to there. So it's through the body, imagination time for this one. But let's get them in and looking good on there. You won't see them because they're hidden behind the actual exhaust ports there. But that's what we've gone for on the exhaust today. I say we, that's the exhaust you get with it. The gearbox in a lovely chrome blue on there, looking fantastic. With the starter in the normal chrome colour, but not forced. I didn't want to take too much away from it from there. The rest of the exhaust isn't needed. As I said, it is only them two pieces there. So let's just get the chromed out drive shaft in. In you go. And we'll get you all bolted up. And then that's about all we can do. I've got some wheels to do. Some liquids to top up. We've also got to get some windows tinted. Because this is definitely a windows tinted race build here. Looking absolutely fantastic. Jumpy game a bit there. So I'll get the rest of that done. And I'll see you outside in a moment. Well, here we are then, all finished with Lit's beautiful M3 GTR. Looking absolutely stunning in the most wanted livery. I believe made by French Toast, but it is available with the car itself. Looking absolutely incredible. The engine under there looking pretty sweet underneath that engine cover. And if we just nip down the front, you can just about, in fact, we'll turn the torch on. You can see the blue radiator and that large intercooler just down the bottom, just gleaming in the blue there. Looking absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about these rims. I've gone for the rim at 21 today. Very nice looking rim indeed. Not quite the same, just a very close looking. And we've obviously gone for something in a chrome finish, matching in with that bodywork. Looking absolutely incredible. The front rims here are a 20-inch rim with a 305 width. A 25 profile, and also needs ET of 50 to bring it out all this way in line with them fenders. Looking beautiful, and that chrome blue caliper sticking out through there. Down the back, slightly different sizes. Still a 20-inch rim, but these are 325 width with a 25 profile, and only need 30 ET to bring these ones out in line with that body. I feel like the ride height could have been brought down at the back a little bit more, just to make that wheel fit in there, but it's still absolutely beautiful. Absolutely loving this. Beautiful work by Lit. Let's jump inside, check out the interior. Obviously, we know I put some blue on the seats and the steering wheel, and then you've got them handles that were blue anyway. Looking very, very good in there. The tunnel exhaust fumes, I don't know, engine fumes, just jumping out through the back there, so we don't have to worry about that, but looking awesome. Let's get it started, see what that V8 sounds like. Pretty grumbly on there, sounding pretty good. Give it some gas. Still pretty grumbly at the top end. Quite a nice sounding vehicle all in all, but let's get this beautiful M3 onto the dyno, see what its drag rating is today and what horsepower it's got. On the dyno with the BMW M3 GTR and its beautiful V8 engine, 500 factory horsepower. How much have we added today with our performance parts, and what will this one's drag rating be? Let's take a look. A gain of 539 horsepower, 108% gained, not too bad at all, bringing us up to 1,039 total horsepower from this stunning little M3 with a drag rating of 831, not quite up to 999. It should give us some interesting competition on the drag strip. Let's have a look at the gearbox tuning setup I've gone for today. There she is, a 3.2 ratio, 71 kilometers an hour in first gear, curving all the way out to 375 kilometers an hour out there in sixth gear. ECU fully tuned, no carburetors. Let's get over to the drag strip. Let's get into it. We brought the most wanted M3 over to the drag strip. King of the Sands, 1 mile A-class, although we're not quite at the top. Pay the 1,000 entry fee. Who have we got today? Oh, look at that. My first opponent is the Fiat 500 V12 Abarth edition, looking pretty good on there. We've got a McLaren F1 wide body as well, a couple more of them V12 Abarths as well. Then we've got Truck Fan in there in the Unicorn Street against Multiply in the Murcielago Lit Edition, pretty good. My brother is in the Mitsubishi Evo Lancer. Who else have we got here? That looks to be everything, so let's jump in and see if we can't win our first race against the V12 Fiat 500. Well, there we go, on the start line, the beautiful V12 Fiat 500 Abarth edition. Pretty insane. Built by myself for the channel. Was a pretty cool build. I enjoyed doing that one. Against the most wanted BMW M3 GTR. Who's going to take the crown on this one? That does have a V12, but this is a pretty cool car. So there's only one way to find out. Let's get in. Let's go. Off the line, apparently in third gear for some reason. I didn't change any gears. It just decided it wanted to start us in third gear. Well, hopefully we can catch back up with that V12. Off you go. I've no idea. That was so bizarre. Maybe I pressed some keys while I was doing the talking at the beginning and it just put it in third gear. But let's see what we can get in this first run. Very bizarre start. Don't know what happened. Across the line. What sort of times did we get? A 10.994 to the quarter of a mile. I'm not impressed by that at all. Our start was awful. And a 24.490 to the 1 mile with a top speed of 371 kilometers an hour. Definitely beat the V12 Abarth. Not by much to the quarter of a mile there. I was a bit worried, especially because we seem to have started in third gear for some reason. So I'll try not to let that happen again. But let's get back. Let's see who we've got next. I feel like this could be over for us already. Our next race is the McLaren F1 wide body. That's a little bit worrying. Sadly, Truck Fan got knocked out in the Street Unicorn by Multiply, and so did my brother, got knocked out by the RTR Unicorn. Who are you? The Street Edition there managed to go through. A couple of Unicorns still in there. Another V12 Fiat 500, but we've got to get through this McLaren F1 wide body first. Let's see if we can do it. The stunning McLaren F1 wide body looking absolutely beautiful there. Love that car. Very quick as well. Definitely a speederboard contender against the BMW M3 GTR. Can we win? I certainly hope so. Let's not try and start in third gear again, but let's go. Off the line. That was a better start. Into second, into third. I'm hoping we're not just going to get absolutely demolished by the wide body McLaren. Keeping neck and neck at the moment. I'm worried it's pulling away from us. I think we might be out. This is a bit of a shame. The only McLaren in the competition. It had to be our second race. So disappointed by that. I forgot to change gear into sixth gear. Let's get across the line, though, and see what times we've got for this one. Let's have a look. A 9.690, definitely a lot better when you actually start in the correct gear. Thank you very much for that. And a 23.188 to the 1 mile with a top speed of 368 kilometers an hour. Again, that's my fault because I was annoyed about the McLaren and I forgot to change gear. We will jump in. We'll watch the end of the tournament, see who goes through, see who wins. And after that, we'll do one more 1v1 just to get another time down for the beautiful M3. Well, sadly, the wide-body F1 knocked us out, but we kind of saw that coming anyway. It is up against the V12 Fiat 500 next. That should be an easy one for the McLaren. But we down here, we've got the RTR Unicorn Street versus the Pagani Sonda Revolution. Who's going to go through? Let's find out who's going to be in this final. My God, the V12 500 did beat the wide-body F1. I'm a bit surprised by that, considering how badly we messed up our first race. It shows how different tuning setups can be. But the final is our beautiful V12 Abarth edition of Fiat 500 against the Ford Mustang RTR Unicorn Street. Who's going to win? Let's get in, let's find out. And it was the Unicorn Street. Sadly, our V12 Fiat 500 couldn't quite do that. We take our payout of 750, which means we're at a loss of 250 because we paid 1,000 to enter. What a shame. We seem to be doing really bad at drag races recently. We need to get better at this. So let's get on. Let's do one more 1v1 with our little M3. Get back to the garage. Get ready to say goodbye. Here we go then. Just one more race. A 1v1, 1 mile. 3 randomizations. 1, 2, 3. And we're against the Lit Edition Murcielago. Pretty good. Not far off. Only 9 difference between their drag ratings. So this should be quite an interesting race. Italian sports car versus the German sports car, the Italian Murcielago. Absolutely beautiful Lamborghini there. The Lit Edition against the BMW M3 E46 GTR. Absolutely stunning car. Let's jump inside. Can we beat the Mercy down the strip in our final race? Let's go. Off the line. Come on, little car. Into second, into third. We can do this. I can't see the Mercy. Into fourth. Getting bad at gear changes. I'm trying to focus too much on winning. Into 5th gear. I still can't see the Mercy, so I'm very happy. Hopefully we can win our final race and get the best time down in the very last run. Get something good down, maybe onto the speederboard top 10. Let's find out. Across the line. What did we cross at this time? A 9.918, so it still wasn't our fastest run. Actually a little bit frustrating there. And the 1 mile at 23.397. Not our best, but not too bad at all. With a top speed of 371, sadly, what's going to get marked down for us here is the 9.690 from our second run to the quarter of a mile, the 23.188 to the 1 mile, and 368 kilometers an hour as its top speed. Now, I've just noticed the Murcielago didn't even finish. I don't know what its time would have been. They get 5 seconds, I believe, from when we crossed the line to finish, so that's pretty bad from that little Mercy. But then we did see that with our Murcielago video. It's got great acceleration, just doesn't quite have the top speed to see it on through. There we go. Let's get back to the garage and get ready to say goodbye to our little BMW. Well, there it is, all finished, looking absolutely beautiful just there. Our beautiful BMW M3 from Lit. Link in the description below if you want to grab this one yourself. It came 31st on the speederboard out of 41, which isn't too bad in all honesty, with a quarter of a mile the fastest time of 9.690 seconds, 23.188 to the 1 mile with a top speed of 368 kilometers an hour. Not too bad at all. Let's talk some facts and figures about this beautiful BMW here, looking absolutely stunning. Now, I bought the car for 93,743, and if you stuck around for long enough at the beginning, you would have seen that I could have sold it and made a little bit of profit of 457 credits. Not too bad at all, but we obviously didn't do that. We then went on and spent a further 94,335 modifying, upgrading, and tuning this beautiful M3 to how you see it right here today. Looking absolutely fantastic. Total spend of 188,078. We will be able to make a profit from this beautiful M3 when we come to get it sold, which we will do now. So let's take a look. Let's see if we can make some profit from this beautiful M3 GTR. Here we are then, having a look. We barely put any mileage on it, getting it onto the drag strip and tuned today. It was quite an easy one to get down, although not the fastest. Bit disappointed by that. We still can't win a tournament, apparently. Hopefully in the next one we will be able to. The engine in here is the V8 double overcam AXK, ramped up to 1,039 horsepower, a gain of 108%. Very pleased with that. Can we make some profit? Total spend of 188,078. With a sale price of 734,385, we will definitely be making a profit from this one. Take away what we spent, leaves us with 546,307 profit. Obviously, we have to minus another 250 because that was our total gains or losses from the drag strip, leaving us with a total profit of 546,057 credits. Looking beautiful. Link in the description below if you want to grab this one. Excellent work by Lit, as always. Off you go. Beautiful BMW. What have we got up next? Well, up next will be our competition build, and obviously it is the Nissan Skyline that we have been working on this time round. You can see this has got a bit of an intense body kit on it. It's based off Eddie's Skyline, so we'll have a look at that one a bit later on. But this one here is the VM edition, customized by us, looking pretty good with a few little tricks and tips in there as well. I bought the car for 30,750 and could sell it at a loss of 25,565, losing out on 5,185. And a quick sneak peek at the engine. That's right, this has got the V8 AXK turbocharged, or the TRS engine, with 874 factory horsepower on there. I am still doing a little bit of fine-tuning, so it may change just a little bit, but this will be for next time. And that is it for today's video. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, leaving us a comment, let me know what you think of today's build, what you think we should do with this beautiful Skyline on there. Obviously, I've already got lots of things planned. But coming up on Friday will be our 200th Car Mechanic Simulator video. Pretty exciting. We're going to do the Hammerdal Strahl Thor S Edition. Full 3-star to see if it can keep up with some of the beautiful mod cars. And don't forget to subscribe. We are still trying to get up to 500 subscribers. Challenged by the 19th of February. And I will build the drag strip fire truck if we do. Thank you again for watching. Have an excellent day, whatever you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.